The Trump administration ratcheting up its war on federal spending. The Office of Personnel Management, better known as OPM, directing agencies to fire all employees still in their probationary period. Federal employees can be on probation anywhere from 1 to 2 years after being hired. NewsNation's Kelly Meyer has the latest from D.C. this morning. Kelly, this is a big 180 from an OPM directive handed down just a few days ago.
Yeah, Markie, good morning. And this could affect thousands of federal workers, folks in departments like Veterans Affairs and the Department of Education. These are workers that have been in their job maybe less than a year, possibly 2 years in some cases, but they're still in that probationary period. This news came during a call with the Office of Personnel Management on Thursday, following the court lifting the pause on Trump's voluntary resignation program. But that was with pay and benefits through September for those choosing to resign instead of following Trump's return to office mandate. Now, with this, more than 200,000 employees have worked within the federal government for less than a year. That's according to the most recent data from the U.S. Office of Personnel Management. The office told agencies earlier this week that they did not have to terminate all probationary workers, but would focus on those underperforming. We got this latest statement from a spokesperson telling NewsNation, quote, "The probationary period is a continuation of the job application process, not an entitlement for permanent employment. Agencies are taking independent action in light of recent hiring freeze and in support of the president's broader efforts to restructure and streamline the federal government to better serve the American people at the highest possible standard." But President Trump is facing pushback on his efforts to reduce the federal workforce and close down USAID, a federal judge allowing funds to flow again to foreign aid organizations, ordering the administration to temporarily lift that 3-week funding freeze that had shut down USAID and development work worldwide. The federal judge also temporarily blocking the administration from issuing or enforcing terminations, suspensions, or stop work orders connected to any federal foreign aid that was in place before Trump declared a freeze on foreign assistance. A final ruling on all of this is expected soon, Markie.
Okay, so we'll be watching for that. Kelly, I know the president also raising some concerns when he talked about slashing the Pentagon's budget. What's that plan and what's the reaction to it this morning?
Yeah, a lot of reaction to all this, and this all comes as Vice President J.D. Vance is in Munich today, Munich, Germany, for the Munich Security Conference. He's also set to meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. He was just talking with the NATO Secretary General, talking about President Trump's effort to make sure that NATO is paying their fair share, as he says. And the Secretary agreeing with Vance, saying that he is absolutely right. It all comes, as you mentioned, President Trump is talking about cutting the military spending in half. Let's play that and talk about it on the other side.
We're going to have them spend a lot less money, and we're going to spend a lot less money. One of the first meetings I want to have is with President Xi of China, President Putin of Russia, and I want to say, let's cut our military budget in half.
So the U.S. spends about $1 trillion annually on defense. That's according to the Federal Reserve data. Trump has also said he will send Elon Musk, who leads that Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, to tackle the Pentagon next. Now, Trump also spoke with Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin on Wednesday. Just before he spoke with Zelensky, he spoke with Putin. Zelensky saying that Trump speaking to Putin first was, quote, not pleasant. He also says there will be no negotiations without Ukraine at the table. Now, we're also watching here, Markie, to see what happens with the meeting between Vice President J.D. Vance and Ukrainian President Zelensky. We confirmed earlier this week that the two were set to meet today at the Munich Security Conference, but there is some questions being raised at this hour, whether or not that's going to happen. So we're watching to see if that's been postponed. So we'll get back with you on that.
All right. A lot going on to keep up with in D.C. Kelly, thank you. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.